Yeah, I'll start with the like our Gurudev's prayer. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते इन्द्रजिम्नस्वामी इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादप्रियदासाय जगन्नाथयात्रानन्द मूर्तये भक्तसुखाय कृष्णोत्कीर्तनेन नरसिंहेन रक्षिताय नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल जय।
Did you have right to start the recording? I just sent the request, but I don't see anybody as a host.
It's already recording, Prabhuji.
Oh, it's already recording.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna. Whoever is comfortable, can you please on your videos? It'll be already Zoom is so impersonal. So at least some kind of personal interaction we can have. Whoever is comfortable, please. So today, welcome everybody for today's Ideas Troopers call. So we have discussed in the induction session in Prabhupada 2025 Pravesha, Srila Haridas Varya Prabhuji has presented, and there was a slide about services in the IDS family. And so we kind of put together the deck also in the last minute. So this is like kind of a follow-up, like, what are the services, what are some details, and then how we can contribute as, to those services. And, like some kind of a overview so that all questions are answered in one shot. So all the mentors also feel it's all streamlined communication basically. Everybody would have the same questions, so all the questions are handled in one shot. And before we begin, this slide deck is actually put together by Braja Gopinath Prabhuji. Like whole, I think last week he worked together and put together with nice animation images. So all credit goes to him. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. But unfortunately, he said that this weekend he has some other engagement and he asked me to present, so I'm kind of doing this as service to him. Of course, I edited here and there and put some images, finishing touches, but all credit goes to Prabhuji. Okay, so you can see his heart and um, sincerity and devotion in this slide deck. Okay, yeah. So with that, we'll begin. So this our topic is Seva Opportunities in IDS family. The sure short way back home, back to Godhead. Of course, we have many families. We have Uber, Srila Prabhupada's family, and then we have this short, small family, IDS family. So here we have some, specific based on our spiritual master's mood. We all have imbibed certain services which facilitates his desires and assisting in his mood or assisting in his service to Srila Prabhupada. So that's how most of the services come about. So let's start. This is our Srila Gurudev in action in Polish tour, right? He's like the commander. Whenever I see Srila Gurudev in the beginning of the Harinam party and like, he walking and everybody's following behind, it's like such a nice vision. Like he's like, leader leading everybody into the spiritual world, basically. Yeah. So the first part of the first service is Kartik Parikrama services. And this some of these services are very scoped to a particular time and region. So obviously we can imagine Kartik Parikrama services. Srila Gurudev has been doing Kartik Parikrama since so many years, maybe 30 years regularly. Most of the time he used to take us to Vrindavan. And this last year was special. He took us to Mayapur, Mahapuri, um, and later they they went to they went to actually Vrindavan, right, and Jaipur. So Kartik Parikrama, the whole month, lot of services will be there. Especially main contact person is Rasika Shiromani Mataji and Govind Chandra Prabhu. But there are her, right hand people mainly, Seva Swarup Prabhu and Giridhari Govinda Prabhu. Especially last Kartik, Giridhari Prabhu has done a lot of work booking hotel rooms and so much help there. So the services are, assisting the whole experience of all the devotees, so that they all can have bliss in attending the parikrama, and so all the practical details are taken care nicely. So they just have to focus on their shravanam and bhajan. Okay, so that's the kind of in a way, actually, some of the services, some of these devotees even sacrifice their own chanting or their own absorption, just running around, facilitating all of us so that we all can sit together at one place and hear. So that is their selfless service. That's why for them, they actually get more mercy, right? So how we can assist is like somehow if we can tag along with these devotees, then they can engage us in different things like train booking or ticket booking, accommodation arrangements, or while we are in the Dham, then garland services or helping with Gurudev's deities. If Gurudev brings the deities, any seva related to sweet preparation or garlands or laundry for Gurudev. And last time there's a cash exchange seva also. Like different people will be elected dynamically as a point of contact, and then they serve this service. And then last time it was so funny. There was also rickshaw leader, and there is of course bus leaders are there, but there is also rickshaw leaders, and there were also prasadam delivery hotel leaders. So they were in charge of picking up the prasadam, distributing within the hotels. So it's very very blissful actually. Very dynamically services come up based on the context. So, if we are eager to serve and we have developed a rapport of trust in delivering whatever we commit, then most likely we will be engaged in such blissful services. Okay, so we all will start with our relationship with mentor. That's how we'll start this whole year. Then, by the time Kartik comes, some of you may be recommended for some of the services. Okay. Okay, next service is in some of the leaders might be in this call. So if you want to chime in and add something with respect to your service, please feel free. Okay. Giridhari Madhav Prabhu, I see that, and I think Haridaswarya Prabhu also must be there because he's doing the next session. So anybody wants to add some extra things, please feel free to tell. Okay. Media, photos, and digital service. See, Braja Gopinath Prabhu chose apt photos, so beautiful, so blissful. Gurudev is also a media leader, right? He's so expert in catching the right mood, right thing, and he's so eager, even despite beyond what Ananta Vrindavan Prabhu captures. Gurudev himself, when he goes right now, for example, he went to Jaipur, Udaipur. So he just captures whatever he is very, very touched and he shares with all of us. So mainly Ananda Kunda Prabhu, most of the service related to like creating flyers, for example, book tour, the flyer for book tour or posters, all the events. For example, this year we are going to have Bhakti Theatre also. So, and making maybe videos for Sadhu Sangha. And of course, there are many other services actually in Gurudeva's realm, like for example, his website maintenance and his main official YouTube channel maintenance. Perhaps these are managed by other devotees, like maybe Russian devotees or other devotees, not the IDS troopers. So this presentation is based on what the service IDS troopers have been taking care so far, and which is available for us to also help with. Okay. So if you are expert in making posters, Photoshop or things like that, it's a time for you to kind of raise your hand and say, "Oh, I'm interested in the service." Then contact Anand Kunda Prabhu, and then he will engage you. Some of the services he can delegate and he can oversee and do other things. Okay, and there are some devotees, Apurva Mataji and I think Kavita Mataji. They are making some daily quotes based on the lectures they're hearing and Gurudev's images. So these are also some nice things for meditate upon. Okay, Vyasa Puja celebrations. So this is also a once a yearly event. I think since couple of years we have been organizing Vyasa Puja within India also. Just before Gurudev goes to US to celebrate the Vyasa Puja, there on his real day with San Jose, with Rasika Machi and Govind Charan Prabhu. They always steal Gurudev at the right time, correct day. So usually he does in India, little ahead. So in April, that's when it happens. And so far it has been happening in Vrindavan. And Kartamashi Prabhu and Rajachandika Mataji, they take charge of coordination, usually booking the hall and, making boga preparations and decorating the hall and cooking, serving, cleaning, all this. It's a one time event, one time, like maybe spans maybe 2 days or 3 days. So if we are around Vrindavan or you plan to visit there during Vrindavan, or some people, there is a Vyasa Puja offering also. I don't think they have been doing videos or something where they request devotees to send, but at least they were written offerings, I think. Maybe eventually we can grow this service and maybe even compile a Vyasapitra book for Gurudev. Yeah, but yeah, so far Mataji and Prabhuji have been taking care. Okay. Next, Rishikesh festival. So this is also one of Gurudev's main heartbeat, right? His passion. He loves to see the smile on the, especially the Westerners, or especially the new devotees, when they, non-devotees, when they take up, experience the first bliss of Krishna consciousness, and when their eyes smile, that's what gives a lot of pleasure to Srila Gurudev. Like, their first attraction to Krishna consciousness. And the Rishikesh festival, especially recently, Gurudev gave that talk, right, where he was mentioning that this is a wonderful opportunity provided for him, so that the Westerners are coming to India seeking for this knowledge. And just that we have put together everything in a way, it's a most attractive package for them to experience Krishna consciousness through long period of time. And this time it's become 6 weeks. So this also is very time based, in the sense, like during that period. Of course, there are other things like preparing a brochures and preparing flyers. Those will be done by the media team earlier, as I mentioned. But during that stay, during Rishikesh, there'll be different things like, of course, there will be other booths like henna booth, sari booth, and things like that. Mostly, its main coordinator for this service is Vijayavara Prabhu. But from our side, Seva Swarup Prabhu has been going every year and being there physically and serving to some extent. So if we think, we are ready to, kind of go there physically and stay and do some service, and Vijay Prabhu expects somebody to come and stay the whole month. So if that much commitment we have based on our services and our work and everything, then we could always do that. But um, otherwise, other thing we could do is, help spread the word among our friends. Like, there will be a Facebook page which keeps getting updated, so we can share in our Facebook profiles or share with our friends. So they, especially people who are not directly ready for Krishna consciousness, they're like yoga seekers. We may have friends with that background, so for them it's a nice bridge to connect. Next is service is transcriptions and research. So Haridas Varya Prabhu was leading the service, is leading the service. Um, so finding references for his lectures. So there are some of the lectures, especially every year new book is coming about. So while they're compiling this book, if there are any references they need specifically, or we could also independently take up and stretch this service, like how Chaitanya Bhava Prabhu is now present, like putting all the audio lectures in a particular systematic way for all of us to listen gradually and grow in our bhakti, right? So like that, actually this service can be grown much more. Like, we can all, okay, somebody's, Shivani Ja, can, okay, yeah. Um, See, for example, all of us, okay, also helped by, okay, Haridas Prabhu is telling who are, Prabhuji, you can speak up, Prabhuji, if you are there.
Yeah, I was just saying, thank you, Mataji. I was just saying that These services are also handled by His Grace Madhu Krishna Prabhu and also Gopi Mandala Mataji, and a lot of references and research done by His Grace Namras Prabhu. So credit is due where it is due. While my name and photograph is there, they also are the ones who are pioneers behind this effort.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. And also we can expand the services because now that Gurudev is doing a lot of ecstatic love series, I'm so much in love of them. I felt like, we can chronologically arrange them, like in the sense, so that it's easy for us to search whenever we want to go there. Like already there is a title, and there is already, for example, the ChatGPT tools can give us a transcript. But if we can organize the link of the lecture with some keywords, say, for example, right now Gurudev is doing disguises, right? So disguise as a snake charmer, like that can be one of the keyword in a document. And then what are the other main elements of within that discourse? So that way, later on, let's say all of us, let's say we are doing some class, and we remember we have heard Gurudev's lecture, and something strikes. Yes, I heard it in Gurudev's lecture, but we don't know which lecture it is. So, in idea how to do it, if somebody is interested, I can help. You know how to do this. Then that way, all we have to do is just search that word within the document, and we can directly get a link. And again, we can attach a transcript there itself, and then we can quickly go through, and so we can immediately, so we can rehear again and quote them in our classes. So that's my desire actually, but I cannot myself do all this indexing, everything. But if suppose Haridas Prabhuji, under your direction, if suppose we can, and be very, very useful for everybody going in future, all of us. Okay.
Definitely,
So
Mataji.
now
I think
next
that's a
service
great
is
that that's a very great idea. We would get in touch with you after this call so that how we can make that into action. Thank you for suggesting that, Mataji. Thank you very much.
okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay. So the next service is tour and book. There is always on the road. So if somebody wonders actually who books the tickets, and always nowadays he's traveling with his core team, like minimally Kartamashit Prabhu and Rajachandrika Mataji and Rishikesh Ganga Prabhuji, and maybe I don't know, maybe some of the names also, and his Chanchalakshi Mataji, his cook. So somebody is doing all the background work, booking the tickets, and sometimes dynamically it changes. So who is doing all these things, right? So most likely Rasika Mataji will be doing, and many people will be helping. She gets a clue what to be done, and then especially book tour has been organized by Giridhari Prabhu last year. This year Vijay Narasimha Prabhu has taken up because Giridhari Prabhu was so busy with the Kartik Parikrama. We all wanted to give him little break so he can breathe. So Vijay Narasimha Prabhu is mainly kind of organizing the whole India book tour, collecting information as to like which books, how many books have to go to each city, and making sure they're shipped to the city. And then if there are any leftover books, they're sent back to the next location. So it's a lot of coordination and booking flight tickets, and other thing now with respect to next service also. Everywhere now Gurudev travels, he will get aspiring devotees. Now keeping track of them, making sure they're added to the, that's all. It feeds into the other services basically. So this is the main contact point, especially for India devotees. That's where devotees are getting more inspired when they physically see Gurudev doing his kirtan and his classes, that they spontaneously come and say, okay, this is my guru, I've been looking for so long, and they surrender, and Gurudev most of the cases immediately accepts. So that's what is coming for all of us within a week actually. So everybody must be getting ready in their cities. Okay, so next, Bhakti Theatre. So this is a new thing we added. This Gurudev has been doing Polish festival tour for 35 odd years, right? And that's like a full-fledged program, everyday program, like almost 3.5 hours program. where they present spiritual culture in a very aesthetic way, with lot of dance, music, drama, and storytelling. Actually, it's not Festival of India; it's like Festival of Spiritual World, right? So, and Gurudev has been having this desire to take some section of this Polish tour to different countries, because the expertise has been built for so many years. They're very, very professional dancers, and very, very expert in presenting the art. That itself is the it requires a lot of expertise. Not everybody can express their feelings through Angika and Aharya. These are the four things actually in Natya Shastra tells. Angika means through the limbs. Vachika means through the words. Aharya means ornaments. And Satvika is through feelings. So Natya, or anything which is presented on the stage, has to have all these elements choreographed together so that it awakens a particular emotion in the audience. That's all. It's called rasa nishpatti. It's a awakening of the rasa. And here, this is bhakti rasa is being kind of awakened. That's even more at a very, very higher and subtle level. So that's the whole thing. Once recently, I think I was hearing some lecture, or maybe Gurudev was saying that there was a Polish tour, and they presented some Krishna related pastime. After the pastime was over, there was a silence for a few minutes, and the one girl was sitting on the lap of our mother, and she shouted, "This is I want that Krishna," like that. I want that Krishna. Then immediately that feeling sank in all the audience as well. Yes, that's what we have seen. Oh wow, yes, I want that Krishna. So and then immediately, for Gurudev was saying that was a reward of all so many years of sacrifice and selfless service. We are just throwing the seeds of bhakti everywhere, and now we can see it sprout, right? So he wants to bring that now to different countries. So this year we are experimenting with India. It's going to come in April, and later to UK and other countries as well. So what is this service? Yeah, so basically get a piece of Polish tour and do it like a professional performance, right? Where professional people like government employees and high ranked professional people can relate with culture essentially. They may not, they may not come to our Sunday feast class or temples, but they may come for entertainment, but they may take Krishna and go away. That's the idea. Okay, and for this, first of all, we need a lot of promotion with respect to social media groups and connect with high personalities who can advertise for us, promote the events. I think this is also managed by mainly Rasika Mataji, but I think Vijay Narsim Prabhu is also helping with some of the promoting. And of course, there are three main cities we are thinking this year. I think it's Gujarat, Delhi, and Mumbai. I hope I'm correct. Somebody can correct me otherwise. So in that case, then, when the date is fixed on a particular city, then obviously much will go on around that, like, making sure the guests are comfortable, and are we serving prasadam afterwards? How about books and other things, and taking the contacts for interesting people afterwards, so we can direct them to one of the congregations or follow up with us, or how do we take it further, into deeper into Krishna consciousness. So it's a whole realm of services will open up there. Okay, so now next this is the another main important service, mentorship assistance and devotee relationships, right? So this is what I was asked to help out here. This is a new program we started this year, and we have been planning about this for since 6 years. And this time only we started this induction, and that's how most of you are here and who are officially now connected to your mentors, and perhaps already reached out to your mentors. Many of the mentors are telling, I'm waiting for my mentee to reach out. So if you are such a mentor, you're already assigned, maybe you check the email where we send out a spreadsheet assignment. So please look at and follow up with your mentor, and at least tell them that maybe you're busy, you will reach out to them very soon, like that. And what is involved is, of course, the mentors will take care of mentees one-to-one, because a lot of one-to-one is needed, helping them what is helping them come to the readiness for initiation. Like with respect to standards and consistency in sadhana, and certain standard of devotee relationships without aparadha, all this kind of thing, some kind of accountability, and a one-to-one person who can um, you can talk to if you have any issues. That's about mentee training. And then there comes with the next level is that mentors themselves. Right now we have about 20 of them. So here, the some of the people who have already provided the names and images are listed out here. But there are many other people also. So they themselves also would need support and encouragement, because they are giving their time and energy with the mentees. So they also should feel nourished. So that's where I am there to help them make sure there is some spiritual nourishment for all of us together, so that they can pass on to the mentees. So that's where we are starting from next year. We are starting a new series called Spiritual Care Series, which would happen in the same Troopers call. Instead of everyday Bhagavatam verse, we will be very focused on specific topics, like topics about Shravanam, Kirtanam, 9 processes of devotional service, or maybe the five main angas for prema, or Vaishnava qualities. So these are the main topics. Based on this, each of the mentors will pick their subtopic and they will present a deep dive into a particular topic. Of course, there are many, many angles we can cover a particular topic. So we'll go cover them all at one time, and then we go round robin and come back again. So let's see, this is the first time we are trying this, how it goes. I'm hoping it's going to be nourishing for presenters as well as the listeners. So all of you should, all of us should participate, encourage, and take advantage of this. And also the Troopers call timing would change from next week. We all are voting towards 7 to 8 p.m. Sunday, so that it's early. We can wrap up our day early, and then we can get up for early morning sadhana for next day. No, that's what heads up for all of you. So next week it's going to be early. Okay. So next, that's it about the mentorship and the spiritual care service. Okay, now this is we have been hearing this keyword 5-year roadmap, and so what it is and what are the main bullet points, right? So Govind Sharan Prabhu knows this. He has heard this firsthand from Gurudev and Rasika Mataji. So there are 3 main elements here. One is preaching to masses through Leela Kirtans. So what is Leela Kirtan? Leela Kirtan is like basically a kind of enacting or verbally experiencing, or rather expressing part of a Bhagavatam or something, and intermixing with some kind of songs or poems like that. This is called basically a champu style of writing, actually, in the case of writing. But this is like a Leela Kirtan. But this has been traditionally there in our culture, Indian culture especially. Like we have this Harikatha, or something else recently I'm hearing here. We just went in Karnataka also, a lot of them happen. Yakshagana, they call it Yakshagana. So where they take one of the Puranic pastime, and they all wear dress appropriately, and they enact the pastime along with some dialogues and along with some songs. So it's like a kind of a nataka or a drama, like that only. And that also is meant to awaken our Yakshagana. Yes. Katha Prasanga, Villu Patu. So these are all meant to awaken our rasa, actually. That's how olden days people used to. This was their entertainment, actually, before the TV came. And TV came, and that's all. Nobody goes out. Everybody, sits in front of TV, and now TV came to phones. So there are many scenes, even in our cousins, we have seen, like, when we go to Bangalore, we have a extended joint family. They have a big living room. There's a big TV running. 5 of the kids, they are almost like 30 years. They all have children. They all take a plate. Each of them have a phone. They'll be checking the phone with the left hand, browsing and eating. That's all. That's the relationship now. Now TV went away. Now individually, everybody has their own cell phone TV now, doing their own things. And so many places I've seen this scene nowadays. It's so pathetic, actually. Like one more temple, I was in front of the house. There was a temple. The 4 boys were sitting in front of the temple. Temple gates were closed, and they all were checking their own phones. So it's like, we are missing that aspect of personal dealings, and we are getting lost in social media. Of course, luckily, some of the devotees are still giving some life or purpose to the social media by through their channels like Gauranga Darshan Prabhu or Gauranga Prabhu, or or Gurudev. Like, so we all devotees have also a purpose to go to Facebook to see what's happening. But without our knowledge, suddenly we'll notice that half an hour, 1 hour is gone. Okay, so yeah, anyway, I don't know why I went there. Okay, that's a Leela Kirtans. Okay, so we tried this Leela Kirtan in US last year, and Govind Prabhu said that somehow he felt that the US was not ready to. They don't even know what is Kirtan in the first place. Forget about Leela Kirtan. So they felt they are not going to take it forward. But the sample and example is set there. So whoever wishes to take it forward later on could always do it. That part is covered here. And the next part is to taking the theater portion of the Polish festival worldwide. And that's what is happening this year to promote the Bhakti Theater 2025 and beyond. Hopefully it comes out successful, and then we wish Gurudev wishes to continue next years onwards, and also it goes to different countries. And the third aspect is Gurudev wanted a retreat center like GEV where all the devotees could stay as a base. Like, these devotees assume they may be traveling different countries and doing their festivals, but there will be a base where they come and stay, where it's economical to um, serve them and keep them, so that they don't have to work outside. So we take care of their maintenance throughout the year. So that's the idea. And also in that video, Gurudev was telling, he doesn't want a temple. He wanted a center where there could be educational programs in the weekend, and more like where devotees can come. So all the people whom we are getting in contact through these programs, we need to send them somewhere to experience a deeper bhakti culture. So that's where they can come to such retreat center, and then there they can have deep dives and experience bhakti day to day, like how GEV is doing, like that. And we should have many such GEVs, right? So we should have our own GEVs, so that it can be dovetailed with other services Gurudev is doing. And this actually is in line with the Sri Bhrugu's prediction. A couple of weeks back in the Troopers Call, we read that past, present, and future. So, what are the some of the? Can somebody share? What are the some of the punch points which are yet to be realized from Sri Bhrugu's prediction? Who remembers?
And I remember a couple
Yeah,
of words.
Shantanu Prabhu.
They is going to start a orphanage. That is one prediction. Then in 5 countries, he will start a preaching program like Polish festival. Then he will be proficient in Ayurvedic science. And yeah, these are some I can
Build a temple. Build a temple. Multiple temples, I
Build
think.
a temple, yeah. Big temple.
Oh,
yeah build
okay.
temples with help of some devotees who is having business in import export.
Yeah, and then also Goshala and Gurukula, right? These are some of the things. So we all are putting our heads across now, so we all need to meditate. So who is that devotees who are going to do export import, and where is that location, and how it's going to happen? So we all need to meditate more on this prediction and see how it's going to work out and kind of materialize. Okay, so we took care of the first two, and this is the third desire, which is yet to manifest. So let's see coming years what happens. Okay, other one is Sacred Seva Foundation. We have a not-for-profit organization in India. Of course, in US also there is Friends Forever, but within India is Sacred Seva Foundation, which is part of it is Gokula Taruni Mataji is Govind Prabhu's sister, and also Braja Govind Gopinath Prabhu handles a lot of accounts. He's in charge of accounts, sending them receipts, keeping track of pledges, and a lot of things are involved in this, because this foundation has a lot of what to say, tax related things we need to follow. in order to make sure that it keeps the license year after year. So to be compliant with all the requirements from the government. In US, it's much simpler actually. 501(c)(3) is much simpler, but India is very, very complicated. So that's why we need a person dedicated to keep on top of it and make sure all the receipts are sent. And whenever we send donation outside, then we need to provide them the bills. Why? What's the purpose? So that there is no red flags. It's a huge service altogether. So they have a team. Bajagopinath Prabhu has a team of people who helps with accounts and receipts. So if somebody is into accounting background, then definitely you feel inspired to be part of it. You can always contact Prabhuji. Okay. Next one, IDS Troopers YouTube channel. So this is the Troopers call, which is like a baby of Vijay Narasimha Prabhu initially. And then it grew very big now. A lot of devotees are finding it valuable, and we want to again take it to the next level through the spiritual care series coming this year. So this, there is a YouTube channel, there is WhatsApp, this call, Zoom call, and there's a WhatsApp group. So many things associated with it. So Madhu Krishna Prabhu and Giriraj Madhav Prabhu handle the YouTube channel, and Madhu Krishna Prabhu is also stepping into editing videos now if needed. So he's learning a little bit. So Madhu Krishna Prabhu, okay, and then. Up to uploading the YouTube videos on time, sending the recording back in the group link, and creating playlists and organizing them such a way that anybody comes from outside, everything is organized properly. And sometimes there'll be confidential materials, then maybe editing them out, which we don't want to be publicly announced, like those kinds of things, or whatever is needed to make it very professional. See, Gurudev's mood is always quality, right? Whatever he does, he likes it to be very, very professional. So that's the mode we also have to imbibe in our services, whatever services we are doing. Let's say even sending a message out for the troopers call, right? Make sure we do due diligence. What are the contents we are putting? Like who are the people speaking and what they are doing, and make sure again there is not too much noise of sending again one more message. It just little bit more attentive we need to be. So that actually attention, Gurudev says, right? Attention is a sign of love. So that little bit more we should be conscious. So then gradually we will increase our mood of service. So that's it. Okay, that's the channel. And then, okay, this is what we have, weekly troopers call. That's what we have. So coordinating, and right now I think Vijay Narasimha Prabhu has given in charge Nandaraj Prabhu. He sends the invite, he coordinates who is speaking what, and there's one person who sends the invite and then follows up, and so like that, and he runs the call. Maybe some of us may not come attend every call, but the Prabhuji's sacrifice is that he has to be there every call. So that's the service Prabhuji is taking care. Okay, so that's the thing. And then, okay, I think we're right on time. So to end with, disciples say, somebody can read actually. Prabhuji, Giriraj Madhav Prabhu, you can read.
Disciple, what is the best service we can do for you? Srila Prabhupada, become simply wonderful. Eat simple, eat simple wonderfuls and do everything simply wonderful.
Thank you. So all these quotes I've given by Braja Gopinath Prabhu again. So all the credit goes to him. I just somehow I'm serving him by presenting it. That's it. Hopefully it was not too fast. And so any questions or comments, 5 minutes we can take, and then we'll hand over to Haridas Prabhu for taking his session. But before that, if anything I can do in this regard, please can you can unmute yourself and ask any questions are there for 5 minutes. So I will share the slide deck into the group we have, Google group. So everybody has access to the slides. Okay, looks like nobody has any questions. So everything is clear, right? So if any question about services, you all have to go back to the slide deck or maybe the video, okay? Or you can ask your mentor, worst case, you still don't understand, okay? And you can always reach out to me. hopefully everybody has my contact. Okay, thank you so much for patiently listening. Hare Krishna. Let's work together, everybody, to fulfill Srila Gurudev's desires. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.